James here. I'm with Steve.
Hey, howdy.
Hey. So, we're here to discuss pit bulls one more time. Um, Steve, do you think you could tell me about pit bulls?
Alright. Uh, alright, I'm gonna sit down if you don't want to sit. Okay. So, from my experience, I've read lots of bad press about given to pit bulls. And this breed is, every dog can bite. Why? Because every dog got teeth. When a dog gets scared, when the dog is in heat, when a female dog is protecting her puppy, they would attack. That's their instinct. So every dog can bite. Chihuahuas, for example, they're known to be like ankle biters, right? Now, from my experience, I've met lots of pit bulls, and most of them are females, and they're loving dogs. They will lick you to death. They will lick you to death. They Staffordshire Terrier. I met a Staffordshire Terrier, basically a pit bull. I think the pit bull is the mixture of an American breeding of American bulldog and the Staffordshire Terrier, and then you got the pit bull mix or the half breed. Anyway, I met a Staffordshire Terrier that was very friendly, and she would like cuddle into me and snuggle, and I would play rough with her, and she never bit me. She would lick me to death. I met a few other pit bulls. They were like friendly. They want love. They want you to pet them. They would cuddle up to you, rub off against you. Very protective, very loving. Um, I I read lots of stories about Rottweilers and Doberman Pinschers that are vicious, and yeah, you read about the occasional pit bull that's being the vicious one who bit, but it's not like I say about guns. It's not the gun that kill people. It's the people who own guns that don't know what to do with the guns that kill people. Most of the gun owners in this country are just people who try to defend themselves, and they're law-abiding people. They're protected by the Second Amendment. So the gun is just an inanimate object. That's a gun. So it's the irresponsible people who use guns, and most of these guns are illegal guns that you use as crime that kill people. It's not a problem of gun control, it's a problem of people control. By the same token, if you train a pit bull or any other breed of dog to be vicious and get into dog fights and be nasty, of course, well, the dog is like a baby. He doesn't know any better. But if you like loving the dog and you nurture the dog and you teach him to be loving, pit bulls by the nature, from my experience, most pit bulls, they're really loving. They're sooks. They lick you to death. They lick your face. They're face lickers.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Yep, I do remember that one point my sister was fostering a pit bull, and around the time of the holiday, she was a very sweet one, and she was more of a licker than anything, and very, very, very sweet.
James, I noticed you got a nice patriotic T-shirt. Off topic, can you elaborate for a few seconds about the T-shirt? Show the viewers your T-shirt and explain to us what it symbolizes.
Oh yes,
very much into it.
Well, this symbolizes the United States the way that our founding fathers intended it. It the principle of freedom, how people should be free to make their own choices.
Yeah. So now to the topic. Back to the topic. Pit bulls. The pit bulls that I've met are really, really friendly, and every dog can bite. And I think I've seen a photo of this particular pit bull mix that your sister on your Facebook page, on your feed. And I don't know that dog, but I believe she's just like you described her to be a very loving pit bull or dog. It's just like I don't label people by the nationality or by where geographic area they live. Like this guy from Houston, this guy's Swedish descent. By the same token, when you look at a dog, that's a dog. That's an organism. It's an animal. You don't look at it. Ah, that's a pit bull. That's like a block, like a charger block. I don't look at it like that way. A dog is a dog. You don't characterize. Oh, that's a pit bull. That's bad. No, that's a stereotype. That's a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
Most pit bulls. Most pit bulls. I'm not the only person who would say that. Very, very loyal, and the female pit bulls are loyal to the owner. I've read stuff and I agree with it. Male pit bulls are try to outcompete with you as an alpha male, but still, even male pit bulls I met are very friendly. I prefer female ones because they're loyal to the owner and loyal to the owner's friends and relatives.
Mm-hmm.
And I strongly recommend adopting a pit bull. Even I even go the extra mile for that. I would say, you know what? Just because, just like I mentioned about guns and the American values, I'm strongly in favor of the Second Amendment of the right of the law-abiding American citizen to defend the properties by owning guns, and of course being responsible with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the gun crimes you read is not about legal ownership; it's illegal ownership. But talking about deterrence, if you want to protect the property and you know that the pit bull has a bad reputation, actually having a pit bull just for the deterrence value, it's good, because bad people would say, because of the stigma, would think it's a bad animal. They'll think twice about burglary. So actually having a pit bull, it's the best of both worlds. Your friends know a pit bull is a good animal, and they would pet her and they would love her, and she'd be loyal and she'd be a nice pet. On the other hand, the potentially bad people, there's a pit bull over there. I'm staying away from the property. So having a pit bull, in short, is just like bottom line, is the best of both worlds. It's a good pet, and it has just like a gun, a deterrence value. So I strongly recommend, if you want to adopt a dog, pit bulls might be the best thing. I'm pretty sure it's better than Rottweiler or better than Doberman Pinschers. Please adopt a pit bull.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
So what do you have anything to elaborate, James, about that?
Not really. I mean, thought maybe you'd probably like to talk a little bit about that show, Pitbulls and Parolees.
Oh, all right. So ask me questions about that.
So what types of stuff do they show the Pitbulls on that show?
Okay. All right. So James, we both watched that show, and I believe we both enjoyed it. So Pitbull and Parolees is about people that are Parolees, basically got hired to train pit bulls. And the lady said, both pit bulls and Parolees have a bad stigma in society. So I'm hiring people because I'm the only one giving them chance, because nobody else would hire Parolees. By the same token, she says, pit bulls have the better reputation. So I'm basically hiring Parolees to train pit bulls, so they can rescue pit bulls, so they can till they find like a forever home, like home. So they basically take care of the dogs. That's basically their job, to take care of the dogs. So as part of the rehabilitation process, they get a job to look after a dog. So after the pit bulls, which are rescued, which have been like abused and all this stuff, cruelty they went through, they get trained and nurtured, so people would adopt them. And the show, what the show describes, depicts how the pit bull is really happy to be lodged in a forever home with a loving family, husband, wife, sometimes kids. And the people love the pit bull, say, yes, bring me the pit bull. And then the pit bulls come over. Usually it's a female pit bull, are really loving. I'd rather get a female pit bull than a female dog, because they're more attached to the owners. And so they see how the dog always like wags their tails, and then as soon as they go to the home, they're so happy. They jump on you, lick your face, and you know, and they're so loving, and you know, just like the face lickers, you know, they lick you to death, and it's a repeat thing how not every not the funny thing is not every dog fits it's a different personality. Not every dog fits the owner. So sometimes they bring a they showed that they put a pit bull, female pit bull at some house, and the dog would be attached to the husband but not the wife. And then they brought another dog, and she was like equally attached to both. But they found a different pit bull, a male pit bull, and I thought, oh, I love we think this pit bull is the best one for us. So they have to have a psychological match based on personality between the pit bull or any other dog, sometimes the other dogs, and male, female, and the family. Or husband, wife, you know, and people always go. And one time the show, they're so excited like kids. We getting a doggy, and you know, and they were so excited, and you know, and it's always like, mostly it's happy ending.
Oh.
Sometimes they don't fit, so they bring it back to the kennel, and then they find a different family for them, and then there's always like a lid that fits the pot, you know. And sometimes, you know, I can't, maybe that's not fitting, but maybe this thing and that thing would fit. So that dog and that family would fit. So in the end, there's a happy ending, you know. And that's the thing. So the pit bull, so it's a win-win situation. The pit bull gets a loving forever home, and the parolee gets hired by a lady that's the only one that gives them a chance, so they can stay away from the past and get a gainful employment.
Oh, yes, yes, yep.
So that's more or less. It's a reality TV show. I know lots of things are staged and stuff, but you know, it's a happy ending, Hollywood ending, and it's good. And it's the animals are happy, and that's what it's all about.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, I have noticed that, seems like the person, like personality, all dogs are pretty much all the same. Like, basically, the other thing that the breed tells you is the only way that you'd even know the breed of a dog is by what it looks like, and also how the vocal cords of its bark and howl sound. So, like...
What do you mean? Like, have the vocal cord sound, like when you...
Yeah, like a barking or howling would sound different depending on the breed.
Yeah, I think that pit bulls like have a higher pitch, kind of like a soprano thing, like that, more shrieky, but you know.
Yep. Yeah, and it's also the same with people. Like, people are people, dogs are dogs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you don't categorize. You know, some 13 years ago, I think in Ontario, in Canada, they actually banned the breeding of pit bulls. Like, if you ban pit bull, why not ban the Rottweiler? You know, it's kind of like a socially state. You can't ban a breed of dogs based on a few statistics that may not be true just because you read stuff on the news, you hear stuff on the news. You know, every dog can bite.
Yep.
Chihuahuas bite.
Yep.
Are you banning Chihuahuas? No.
Yeah.
The same goes with pit bulls.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think that should be all for this video. Thank you, Steve. That's your work. Hopefully, if you got some out of this, and to those of you who already knew the stuff we were saying, hopefully you will share that with ignorant people out there.
Absolutely. Raise awareness. The pit bulls are loving dogs, just like any other dog. Dogs are the man's best friend since like 10,000 years ago, since we domesticated them from wolves. And I strongly recommend having a pit bull as your companion. You're never going to regret it. It's going to be a good pet, good deterrent for burglars and potential burglars, and good with kids. Pit bulls are good with kids, and they would defend the kids of the family. So that's
Yep.
thumbs up for the pit bulls.
Yep. All right.
Sign off.